is Life. События предстоящих выходных и впечатления недели. Немного светской хроники и много музыки, гости программы и самое интересное — Life is Life с Юлией Гениуш.
We're live on air with Liz Mitchell. Hello.
Hello.
For you, stage is performing, especially here on the East Coast. Does it feel like home already, or is it just another trip?
Well, it is home because my husband's American and my daughter lives in New York, and of course his bloodline is from North Carolina to New York to California. So yeah, it's home.
We know that stage for you has always been has been life since 1968. But we also know you have a beautiful son named Aaron, and for us, your music is always celebration. But we also know that you partake in so much of the serious parts of business. For example, you have a fund to help children. You are not shying away from politics. So what is music for you? Is it that same celebration of life and joy? What is it like for you?
Absolutely. Music is life. It is a celebration of life. And I think that if I'm going to go into how I really feel about music, it feels like music is the first sound that was ever made, created as the world was born, whether it was a Big Bang sound. For me, the Big Bang sound was music. And, it's just what it is. It's being able to hear the heartbeat in the sounds of people's thoughts and their ideas when they produce a song. Yes.
We know that before joining Boney M, you had an opportunity to work with with a different variety of musicals. So we're wondering if, as Boney M, as that big explosion showed up of music and celebration with the song Sunny as it hit the charts, as almost everybody believed at some point that it would be a one-hit wonder. We are sitting here and wondering that if Frank Fariano at his time would not have invited you to join Boney M, we probably would still be talking to you in the studio, but as a celebrity for musicals, and probably musicals on Broadway. Would you agree to that?
Life is so interesting. You can turn right here and you can turn left there, or you can go straight ahead. And at the end of the day, when you choose a package, it's what's in the package is you have to go with it. So, I've often wondered to myself, what would have happened had I not accepted that phone call, and wandered over to Germany again at that time. It's difficult to say what would have happened. And for this reason, I don't know.
At some point last year, we had Marco Mendoza on one of our programs, and he shared us a story of his miracle phone call that he got, and that changed his life completely. And he told us that he remembered that his teapot went off, what the windows looked like, what was the time of day, what exactly was he doing, thinking, feeling. Do you remember what happened when you got that phone call?
I don't even remember exactly what I was doing, but I do remember what was happening to me prior, and that was for me so important. I had a prayer, I had a vision that I have spoken about. I had quite a few things that happened, one after the other, that kind of set me up for that moment. And when that phone call came and I took it and I saw the results, I realized that miracles still do happen, and it all depends on whether you are ready to receive it when God puts it on you.
We're about to play the song called Daddy Cool. What does the song mean to you? Do you remember performing it? Do you remember when was the last time you were performing it?
I perform it in every show.
76 года, да? From 1976.
So since it was recorded, I'm telling you, I've sang that song a lot of times. And I remember recording it as well. I remember, I was not that sure. But when you're a singer and you're making a record, I've heard people say, yeah, that's a hit. But most of the time, you're never really sure if the audience is going to go for the song that you've chosen. to be the single. And it was during our performances, like as we promoted it in the nightclubs, that I realized that it had a specific energy, and also the daddy cool part of it. People really like that phrase, you know. So yeah, the song really has lasted, mainly I think because it's got such a strong melody, such a strong beat, and such a good phrase.
Of course, we talked about how your music is always a celebration of life. It's always when anybody here hears Boney M music, it's always like this is when the party is actually starting. This is the true celebration of life. And we also know, of course, with all of your funding to help children, with your record label, with your incredible help with all the migrants from North Korea, and of course the incredible story of the movie where track Sunny played the main part, and people saw you as this idol of symbol of hope that they will be able to get out of there. Very important question, because in 1976, when you were performing all of your hit songs, which one was one of the ones that always stays in your mind? Which one is your favorite hit?
Because this is a question I've never been able to really answer clearly. And it just leaves me feeling like I ought to be able to tell you one song. And I just really can't, because as we talked about Daddy Cool, Daddy Cool represents, for me, the story of every little girl who has a dad and sees the light in their dad's eyes. And then Sunny represents the opening in my heart for the love that we are supposed to feel for each other, you know, just to let the light shine through. Then we have No Woman, No Cry, which is just a beautiful song written by Bob Marley that has touched the hearts of so many people over the years. And as that album goes, I realized that these songs have really made a humongous difference in the hearts and souls and minds of the people that have heard them. So I love them all.
We know that you had a band in school, Sensational Chandeliers. Did we say that right? And
His great reaction, look.
And we're wondering if you remember any songs from there that you want to share.
My school friends would be dying now because they always say I got the name wrong. I keep forgetting to say the name right. But yeah, we were, four of us in school decided we were going to imitate the Supremes and Martha and the Vandellas and all the, those pop groups of the 60s, because we were kids at school at the time. And oh my goodness, I think that was just the roadmap for us, those great singers from the 60s. One of my favorite artists at the time was Sam Cooke, and I listened to him every day. I loved him, the way he sang so much. So, this was the roadmap. And I think maybe that's what helped me to be how I became a singer, is probably because of those singers.
We've mentioned before that you were on stage for a while before the ultimate phone call from Frank Fariano.
Yeah.
We know that you were on stage from 1969 and that you were performing in musicals.
No, 1970.
1970.
The professional side. The Sensational Chandeliers.
Профессионально с 70-го года.
From 1966, we just messed around and tried to be something. But my real career started in 1970.
То есть мы была на сцене с 1966 года, но мы просто играли, мы просто иногда дурачились, мы просто старались. И в 1970-м тогда началась моя профессиональная сценическая карьера. But we mentioned that you were in musicals before. So when you got an opportunity to step on stage professionally, was it a challenge? Was it a professional challenge for you, or did you feel already ready, fully grounded, fully this is my moment to shine?
That's such a cool question. I remember clearly when I arrived in Berlin to join the musical, I had never been in a theater before or even seen a professional play, and I became like a skinny, dizzy, crazy, happy, out of this world young lady. I was jumping up and down upstairs like, oh my God, I'm going to be a part of this. Yeah. It's like,
When you mentioned about reacting to the musical and to the stage for the first time, that was at the very beginning of your career. What about now? Because you already had so much experience on stage, you're bringing so much happiness to people every single day through your shining music. So is there still room for surprise, room for the unknown, for you to react the same way you reacted when you saw the stage for the first time?
Oh yeah, every audience is different, every audience is new, and every audience, they come for what they need. And I'm doing the best that I can, obviously, to fulfill everybody's desires and dreams of happiness for that hour or an hour, 10 minutes, however long it may be.
On your long journey, of course, when an artist and a performer has gone through so many different stages and has been performing for so long, there's got to be a sense of incredible gratitude and thankfulness. Who do you feel the gratitude to, or what situation do you feel the gratitude to when you perform?
To God. I am eternally grateful to the Father in heaven for the opportunities that He has placed in front of me, for the protection that He has given me, for the guidance, the people that He has placed in my path. I have been so blessed in so many ways.